Welcome back to this series, as I try to find my personal favorite top 5 mechanically dense creatures of each level. A menagerie of beasts and beings that can shape your world and how it impacts your players in more ways than just making them take a dirt nap. In this video, we will be looking at the 5 best level 0 foes that I have selected after spending copious amounts of time scouring the bestiaries. There are a few gems here that really stood out to me, ones that, with just a single foe, can change the outcome of a story or battle. So let's dive right in to see who managed to make my list. Despite being one of the many beasts within this level bracket, this is the best animal that really has a lot of story and mechanical potential. In 5th place, we find the incredibly creepy Dream Spider. This mind-altering arachnid has the usual spider abilities, making webs, tremor sense if a web is touched, and a good climb speed and ranged web attack to immobilize a target. But the part that sold me on its 5th place position is its venom. In combat, the venom lasts for 4 rounds and causes Stupefied 1 on the first stage, but stage 2 lasts for 3 rounds and has Stupefied 1 again on top of dealing 1d6 poison damage. Outside of combat, the venom is a necessary ingredient for the drug known as Shiver, which has a bunch of story uses. A party of do-gooders would want to halt the production and selling of the drug, while a party of evil PCs may try to use the spiders to make their own supply and sell. An alchemist would see the potential in this drug's effect, and possibly know just how much coin they could earn through making it, as it's a level 3 item created by a level 0 creature that sells for 10 gold per dose. Its stage 1 condition is honestly pretty damn good, as it reduces the frightened condition by 1 for 10 minutes. It's just that stage 2 and stage 3 are less than ideal, and your character can become addicted to the substance as well. And trying to reduce the stage is hard thanks to the virulent trait, which requires 2 success rolls to not give in to the drug's mind-altering effects. In 4th place, we have the Pugwampy. These disheveled, dog-faced gremlins isn't exactly the most dangerous on its own, but they have a particular ability that, when paired with others, can make for a mean early level fight. These things lore-wise are pranksters who vibe with gnolls, so much so that they basically worship them like Mort does to King Julian from Madagascar.
Savages. Tonight we die.
The feet. I told you, but didn't I tell him about the feet?
He did tell you about the feet.
A single Pugwampy tossed into a mix of gnolls can fill a melee or ranged slot for dealing damage, likely shielding a gnoll from harm as best as it can. But the thing about them that got them into 4th place is the ability called Unlucky Aura. This aura is a 20-foot radius that animals, gremlins, and gnolls are immune to, but anyone who fails the DC save has to roll twice, and take the lower result on all checks so long as they remain in the aura. This could cause a trivial fight to become incredibly dangerous instantly. Tie in a couple of pre-placed traps that the Pugwampy may try to utilize and kite PCs into, and it can make for one mean encounter. Do not take this thing lightly unless you have a gratuitous amount of luck, cause it can and will snicker at you while you're all greased up in a pit as it throws rocks at you or shoots you with a bow. In 3rd place, we find the devilish entity called Lemure. Lemur? These horrendous-looking fiends are the lowest form of devil to exist. Shapeless masses of flesh that mindlessly wander around until given an order by literally anything higher on the totem pole. These things have awful AC, but come with some resistances and a sizable chunk of HP to let them soak some hits or be used as fodder for whomever ordered them around. Another devil can give a mass of lemurs a simple command, and by simple I mean a one-word command that for one action, to which all lemurs in 60 feet are affected by, they will all do said command to a fault. If the devil says kill, they will all attack that one target specified. Should the party encounter these beings with or without a devil, in the right circumstances, the party could order them around if someone has Nephilim ancestry of demonic leanings. Or they could walk past all of the grotesque beings without a worry, as the command given last, likely work, would prevent them from attacking the party. But in a combat encounter, knowing that these things follow an order to the letter, the party could be defensive in a means that prevents the lemurs from reaching their target. Though if given the command fetch, they would attack anything that gets in their way from achieving their objective. I'd go so far as to say that a GM could make a troop version of these guys at level 3 or higher, and it could lead to a chase encounter where the party, or rather, the one person, must escape before they are torn to bits. Within the archives, I was greeted by all kinds of interesting creatures that helped or hindered my search through the vast library of knowledge. But of all the things I found, the one that hindered me the most is my second place entry, the Skrit. A Skrit is a tiny, oily gremlin with a gray-beige skin tone that loves causing mischief. They are the bane of scribes and librarians, as anything that is put onto parchment has the potential to be these things' meal or scratching post. Art, books, scrolls, magical or not, can be destroyed by one of these little buggers. Once the piece has been destroyed utterly by their ink, a Skrit devours the object whole, taking upon their bodies the content they consumed. Letters dancing across their skin, art pieces that look like tattoos that mock the original. And if by chance the book was stupid or funny, the Skrit puts on skits for other gremlins, so as to mock the mortal authors and their work. So aside from being an absolute nuisance to any creator, what makes these things interesting mechanically? They have two mechanics of note that, in the right setting, can impact your party's world immensely at any level, though one far above the rest. The first being smeared text. With a single action, the Skrit can render a single page of a book completely illegible. When doing this action versus something magical like Glyph of Warding or Sigil, they can make a DC check to counteract the magic versus the caster's DC. And second, and most importantly, eat book. The Skrit consumes a book that has been fully inked. For the next 24 hours or until another book is consumed, they get a +4 on recall knowledge for that book's contents, and the ability to speak and understand the language the book was written in. This ability, if a Skrit consumed something important, means the party has 24 hours to force the Skrit to help them out or lose out on that knowledge forever. Or at least until the party finds another copy of the book that was eaten, if one even exists. This 24-hour timer can impact the party at any level, and is why the Skrit takes second place. And unlike the Skrit, the most helpful thing within the archives is the first place entry, the Homunculus. This tiny construct fits the role of a spy, scout, messenger, or assistant to whomever creates it, to which there is even a full ingredient list to make one of your own depending on the RP goals of your character that you have in mind. These things become miniature versions of their creators in a sense, from their mannerisms and personality right down to their hobbies and what gives them a sense of purpose. These utterly faithful creations lack the ability to speak, however, but have a long-range telepathic link to those who created them, to which their creator can hear everything the homunculus hears, and the homunculus can write on a chalkboard, paper, use sign language, or some other means to communicate what their creator tells them. This allows them to be a safe means of meeting an adventuring party should the master be incredibly busy or an overly cautious individual. If the homunculus dies, its creator takes 2d10 mental damage, but if the creator dies, there are two outcomes. First option is the homunculus becomes mindless and claims the location it was in upon its creator's death as its own lair and will defend it. A rogue homunculus can be a real pest for a lot of common folk. Or it becomes a soul-bound homunculi, which gives them free will, allows them to speak, and have a stronger personality akin to their original creator, but at the cost of warping the personality to be its own individual. They often believe themselves to be the reincarnation of their creator and act accordingly. A soul-bound homunculi that keeps its sanity makes for a very compelling means to access a deceased NPC's memories and desires, and potentially their wealth and power too, if they finish a quest that the homunculus could not achieve on its own. That is the end of my top 5 level 0 creatures within Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Tell me in the comments which one was your favorite or inspired you to write a story using some of the creatures presented. I sent my own 5e DM the Skrit Statblock, to which in his world he has a mythical author who created dozens of legendary level magical books. And he both loves and hates what that creature could potentially add to his story setting. One example is a book that turned the reader into a living beehive, which if a Skrit consumed that book, I feel like it would embody that book forever and evolve the Skrit into something more, transforming the magics into something far more dangerous. But with that, I hope I have earned your subscription to my channel if you have yet to subscribe. And until next time folks, may the dice be in your favor.